In Psalm 3, David says, "I cry aloud to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy hill." You know what the word holy means? It means God's better than us. He's better than us. He's holier than us. He's just perfectly holy. Holy is a synonym for perfect or righteous. He's good all the time. He's better than us. In the Bible, when God displays his betterness than us in a visible way, and you might know that very often the reaction wasn't comfort. It's like, oh, good, there's God who's bigger than us and better than us. People were terrified. Jesus, who was perfectly holy, taking a nap in the boat with the disciples, and there was a big storm, and he gets up and he quiets the wind and the waves. The disciples were terrified when they saw how much better he was, how much stronger and more powerful. He could do something just like that. On the Mount of Transfiguration, when Jesus took Peter, James, and John up on the mountain with him, and it says that Jesus was transfigured before them. He had his holy glow. He appeared as white as light. It says the disciples were terrified at it. They saw like a visual representation of his holiness, his betterness. He's better than us. He's bigger than us. He's beyond us. And if we were standing in front of that God, maybe we'd feel terrified too, but David found comfort in it. He said, "I cry aloud to that God, and he answers me from his holy hill." And I wonder if he found comfort in it because he remembered, or put the pieces together, that if the God who has invited him to pray, and the God who has promised to love him and protect him and be his shield, if that's the God to whom he's praying, and if that God knows better than David, if he's bigger than David, if he is better than any of us at doing everything and always doing it well, then you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know exactly what to do. You don't even have to see any available options for how things could improve. Because God sees them. Your God already knows them. Who's there on his holy hill, knowing better than us, always being better than us, in addition to always being gracious and full of mercy and compassion towards us, as we see so perfectly in the gift of Jesus. If God is that, if your God is better than you, then you get to cry. Maybe like David, you get to cry aloud. Like really loud. Really painfully. Gut achingly. Because of the things that weigh you down. But of course then also confidently. Because the God on his holy hill who's listening and who's answering, he knows how to do that better than you and me. Your God is bigger. Your God is better. So you can rest well tonight, my friends.